I feel like I've been trying for years now to teach or show, or however you want to look at it, a different way of looking at life. And the life that I'm trying to show is minimalization. That you just don't need a lot to be happy. I've never been happier in my life, and I've never had less in my life. People assume that the reason I don't have a lot of things is because I don't have a lot of money. Actually, without trying to brag, I've never had more money in my life. I used to always be in debt and broke and no savings. Now I don't owe anybody money except taxes. Tax is the only thing I ever got to pay. And I got a savings account. I went from a negative to a positive. That's huge. And I didn't have to go get a bigger job, a better job, work more hours. As a matter of fact, my job really doesn't pay well. So I don't understand how I'm not getting the message across. This video is going to go in a lot of different directions, but hopefully it all is wrapped around the same topic. I've been telling you for a while now that my IBC tank, not the tank, the plumbing, let's put it that way, can freeze when it gets below -6 degrees Fahrenheit. And it did this year. We were without the convenience of the IBC tank for a week. I'm trying to be careful on how I explain this. So when everything thawed back out, I hooked the RV pump back up to the tank, and we started using water out of the tank again. So I didn't even break a pump. I didn't do anything. I just disconnected the RV pump, let it freeze, let it do what it's going to do, and then hooked it all back up, and we're back and running. I haven't filled the IBC tank since that day I hooked it back up. And the reason is it's just been terribly cloudy. This is probably the sunniest day that we've had. So I'm doing two things. One, I'm trying to avoid running the generator. If I can run the well pump off the solar panels, I'd be much happier. So I've been waiting. So for nearly 2 weeks, I think, it's just been a mess is what it's been. Constant drizzle. It's just been constantly drizzling nonstop for 2 weeks. Foggy and cloudy. The ground is saturated. I sink every time I walk around in the yard. So I'm trying to be careful out here in the woods. So I haven't filled the IBC tank, which has been a pretty nice experiment. I want to once again see if I can fill the IBC tank when it's really low off the solar panels. Well, what was interesting is today I looked and I thought, boy, we're not going to have much water in there. I opened it up and looked, and we may have used 100 gallons in the last week and a half, however long it's been. It's been a long time. Usually I fill the IBC tank every day. So 100 gallons in a week and a half or whatever it is. Now, admittedly, I have gotten a 5-gallon bucket of water here or there for the toilet. I remember back years ago when I lived in a regular house and I had to buy water from the city. If I recall, we used 4,000 gallons of water a month, I think. That number seems to stick in my mind. So that's 1,000 gallons a week. And I've used 100 gallons in the last 2 weeks, a week and a half. And so I'm trying to figure out what it is we do different. Well, first of all, we've put laundry kind of on hold. Now that we have the washing machine, it's been a lot easier putting the laundry on the hold. We probably have 2 loads that we're gonna have to do. We'll do that over a 2-day period, and that uses 40 gallons per load. So that'd be 80 gallons, but we haven't done any laundry. But even if we had, so instead of 100 gallons, we'd have used 180 gallons. But the toilet, I think, is what uses so much water. Even these new efficient toilets, people flush the toilet a lot throughout the day, and I don't think people realize it. And then they fill the bathtub. We don't have a bathtub. We take a shower, and when we know that we're going to be extended periods, we take a Navy shower. You turn the water on, you get wet, shut it off, soap up, turn it back on, rinse off. So we don't waste a lot of water. We don't have a dishwasher either. So getting back to the IBC tank, when it freezes, the pump, or gets below -6 or whatever you want to call it, I can't get people to shut up about it. I've said a million times now, the IBC tank is not our primary source of water. The well is, and the well can't freeze. I've explained that many times. I'm not going to go into it again today, but it can't freeze. I've designed it where there's no water in the pipe. We use the well during this time where we can't use the RV pump. The RV pump is just for convenience, in case we want to take a shower at the nighttime and we can't turn the well pump on. Even at that, if I wanted to, I could turn the well pump on the generator, so it's not like we're completely without water at night either. I fill some buckets up from the well. We run a hose into the shower from the well. Nothing changes other than the source of the water. It takes me a little bit more effort to run a hose in the house, but not much. If you think about it, I have to run a hose to the IBC tank every day to fill the IBC tank. So what's the difference between running a hose to the IBC tank or running a hose to the water heater? There's no difference. But I can't convince people that I'm not going to spend any more money on making the IBC tank more winterproof. It's a week out of the year. Well, even last year, I don't think it froze. And every time I explain this, I get a comment, there's still more you can do. Yeah, you're just nuts. You need to be taking care of your things. And so I got this one comment that said I had to spend a bunch of money to make it so it's more winterproof. Now, admittedly, I did say in that video, that particular video, that I'm going to add a little bit more insulation. I have some extra insulation up in the attic. If that helps, great. If it doesn't, I'm not worried about it. But he wanted me to redesign the whole thing and run more ventilation and this and that. And I'm not going to do it. It's not worth it. You have to do a cost analysis on everything you do. Does the cost outweigh the benefits, or vice versa, or however you want to say it? It's simple business planning. And I know this is my life, so it's not really a business, but it's just good common sense. And this is where Americans fall down. Okay, I have one kid. Let's just use buying a house. I have one kid, my wife and me. What do I need? 2-bedroom house? No, not in America. You got to have a 16-bedroom house. Are you nuts? So again, people don't analyze what they need and what is the benefit. There is no benefit to it. Oh, you just got to have a bigger house. Got to be able to store more stuff. Okay, I keep proving to you I don't need to store more stuff. We did buy the camper, but Carolyn hasn't used the camper since it got cold. She was using it to cook. And the camper we got because Carolyn's son wanted to stay with us for a while. And then we wonder why we're in debt. We wonder why we can't afford our bills. I am trying to prove to folks that you can be happier with less. Maybe people don't believe I am happy. And that could be. Maybe I'm sitting here talking to you and you're like, yeah, you can't be that happy. You don't have a big house. There's no way. But it's pretty overwhelming how many people think I need more. Well, I'm screaming at you that I need less. I know every time I talk about my truck, for example, my pickup truck, it's a 4-cylinder. It's 2015, I bought it new. It's paid for. It's got 88,000 miles on it. It's 2-wheel drive, and it has done everything we've asked it to do. Took us traveling throughout the country as nomads. We built a small camper on the back of it. It has gotten all our firewood. It picks up all our chicken feed. It helped build us our house. It's done everything. Oh no, no, you gotta have 4-wheel drive. Gotta have at least a 6-cylinder to have enough power to get through things. The only thing I haven't been able to do, and I probably wouldn't have done it with a full size because I'm just not sure I wanted to pull it, is pull that camper we bought. The guy brought it over for us. But the thing is he said he could get it up where we wanted it. He couldn't. He got stuck trying to pull it up the hill. So even him having a 4-wheel drive, big old truck, he couldn't do it. The thing is did I really need a full-size truck, 4-wheel drive, to pull the camper one time? But there are going to be people in the comment section that insist that I should have had a 4-wheel drive, so I could have done that. So in the event that in the lifetime of the truck, I'm going to use it maybe one time. That just doesn't make sense to me. I mean, heck, if it's that big of a deal, I'll go to and rent a truck from the car rental place. When you buy the big old truck, now you got the big old gas bill, and the big old maintenance bill, and the big old everything that goes along with it. But you can't convince people that you can do more with less. Americans have gotten so spoiled Chickens is another thing. A lot of people want me to upgrade my chicken run. The chicken run is those canopies that you can buy pretty cheaply for camping. You can put your picnic table under it and all that kind of stuff, and keeps the sun off of you. What gave us the idea is I had a family member came up when the porch did not have a roof yet. And he says, I got one of these things, we could put it on your porch. So we put it on the porch. Well, when I built the roof, I didn't have any use for that thing. Carolyn said, hey, let's make a chicken run out of it. So we did. It was such a good idea that we got 2 more. You can get those things for like nothing on Facebook Marketplace. But it's not pretty. So they want me to spend more money on a chicken run. Well, the question is when does the chickens no longer make sense? I know a lot of people think chickens are pets, but to us, chickens are food. Specifically the eggs, but we also butcher the chickens. So at what point do we say the chickens have become too expensive? It's cheaper to go to the store and buy eggs. Oh no! Chicken eggs are better for you if you raise them yourself. Well, okay, but at what cost? In the comments section says, what's more important, air conditioning or heat or both? Should I insulate my chicken run? Chickens do much better in the wintertime, in the cold, than they do in the summertime in the heat. So don't insulate your chicken run, because it's just going to hold that heat in when they go in there. Your chicken coop, I should say. But in the wintertime, they'll do fine. We went to Goodwill, bought an old blanket, big thick blanket from Goodwill for like $2. And in the wintertime, we throw that blanket over the chicken coop, and then their body heat will raise that chicken coop temperature probably 20 degrees. It was pretty incredible how warm it is. That one time I stuck my head in there. Water was not freezing in there, so it was above freezing, just from their body heat. But if you put heat in there, chicken feathers will burn. They say that more chickens have died from fires because somebody's heating their chicken coop than anything else. So again, investing too much money into something that doesn't need to be invested in. Chickens aren't that expensive. You can buy chickens for like $2. So why are you spending a few $1,000s on a chicken that costs $2? They talk about solar panel systems and how expensive they are. I watched a video, somebody spent $17,000 on a solar panel system, and it still can't run the dishwasher. I don't know what we're gonna do, it won't run the dishwasher, but it also won't run the furnace, and there's a ton of other things it doesn't run. Well, downsize your lives. It's not that bad. I understand that people are addicted to their lives. I understand it. I was there. I didn't know what I was going to do without cable TV when we decided to become nomads. I really didn't. But you do adjust. It does work. Netflix isn't that bad on your phone. You don't need a 50,000-inch screen TV. We do it on I don't know what a phone is, 4 6-inch screen TV. We watch TV every night. We put it on a bed on a tripod, and when the closed captions pop up, when they're speaking in a foreign language or something, we jump up and put our glasses on and read the screen. If you're trying to run your entire house off solar panels, then you're doing it wrong. I have a lot of people in my comment section that consider themselves preppers, and I don't understand the prepping philosophy. Even when I considered myself a prepper years ago, I always knew that downsizing had to be part of that equation. You couldn't get enough solar panels reasonable. So you spend $17,000 on solar panels in the event that you might run into an SHTF that is long-term, that's going to last decades. So you're spending $17,000 so you can have a fully functional house while everybody else is out of electric. Well, you got maintenance costs, and you're going to have to get new batteries during this time. So I don't even see how that's reasonable. I think it's overkill. So what you're really spending $17,000 for is that your electric might go out for a few hours during an electrical storm, or maybe a week during a hurricane, or 2 weeks. Well, it'd be like me spending the money on this tank. Of course, the price that you all are asking me to spend isn't $17,000, but I'm not willing to spend a few $100s for 1 week a year. I can suffer 1 week a year. It's not that complicated. I don't understand the overkill. The necessity of Americans needing to spend tens of thousands of dollars more than what they really need to on things they don't really need. I know everybody's going to say it was so they could show off and keep up with the Joneses. Well, stop. It's a useless effort. We complain about the economy all the time. Oh, the food price is going up, I can't afford it. I'm on a fixed income. Then stop spending your money on other things. Spend your money on food like Carolyn and I do. We don't spend money on anything else. Carolyn went and bought yarn so she could crochet. Yeah, you would have thought that she was pulling her fingernails out of her hand. She did not want to spend the money. And I said, yeah, look, you got to have some hobby when these cold temperatures. That's how you need to think about it. So if you click this up next box, it'll take you to a video where I was talking about the wood stove. So I hope I can inspire you to downsize your lives so you can live your dreams. Thanks for watching.